This is what 1000 hours on Astra looks like. First, let's talk about the most important things I've learned from all the time I've spent playing Astra. That's star management. Ever since Riot removed the 5th star, it's become much harder to effectively keep map control of her stars. Everyone remembers how dominant she used to be back in the Astra Viper meta, but that just isn't the case anymore. With the old Astra, you used to just place 2 stars down at the beginning of a round and recall or use them if needed, and you'd be more than okay with the leftover 3 stars. It didn't take long for your recalled stars to be ready again. But now you have to be careful with placing stars down early, because it's just one less to play with, and the recall timer takes a very long time now. So I recommend having 1 star down towards the other site when you're playing defense, so that you can smoke quickly for your team on the other site. One thing I've also noticed is I'm much more cautious when it comes to using her gravity well and stun now. Before the timers weren't too bad and you could use either of them for an execute and still have it available by the time you needed it for post plants. Now I like to delegate 1 for post plant and 1 for executes. Usually I'll use the gravity well to help my team execute onto sites and pull defenders out of hiding and potentially disrupt the crossfire that they have set up. And then I'll save my stun for post plants. I use this over the gravity wells because you find a lot of people have learned to counter the gravity well and instantly crouch inside it to pull themselves off of your peak and shoot you back because they instantly stop in the middle. Whereas with the stun, it's much harder for them to shoot you. And in situations where there's more than 1 defender on the site, the stun can help you swing and balance out a fight a little bit, as you don't have to worry about the diffuser until the stun is over. Unless they've decided to stick the diffuse, of course. It's possible to play the team's lurk as Astra, as you can easily still smoke for your team and you can even have the stars down ready for them. It can definitely take practice to quickly put the smokes down properly, but the only way to get this down and improve is by playing the game. Astra's suck can also be combined with Raze's grenades, and this was actually a very strong combination back in the Astra Viper meta. Think about how at the moment Raze and Fade are good combinations together because of their Seasonade. You can do the exact thing with Astra, it just takes a little bit more setup to get the star down in time. Astra can be a little harder to play than some of the other controllers, as she requires a little bit of team communication to get proper use out of her gravity well and her stun. However, you can also use these abilities for yourself if you have a team that doesn't come. But a great trick is using her gravity well with any kind of area damaging your ability, stuff like any kind of molly, Raze grenade, Raze ult, etc. The gravity well can be used both for stopping opponents from running away from the utility, but also trapping them inside it to make them a much easier target for your team. Astra's wall is great for blocking opponents off of commonly held angles, and even combining with the gravity well to stop them from pushing through certain angles of it. On many sites, there are walls you can create that block off all but a tiny bit of sight to allow your team to plant the spike, and alternatively wall off the spike from attackers in a retake. Let's look at a couple rounds of Sika playing Astra on Pearl, which is currently one of her best maps. I'm going to focus on a couple of important rounds in this game and explain why what he does in the round is strong and effective, so that you can incorporate these plays into your games, but also understand why you're doing this. In this round, you can see on the minimap that his team are pushing towards A site and he is lurking into mid. It's only a 3v4 situation, so even if he dies, his team still has a numbers advantage and they're playing together. But Sika manages to get a kill on a defender holding the link, which turns this into a 2v4 situation, and at the same time, the opposing team now know there's a lurk coming in behind them, so they have to be much more cautious about where they're playing. Just as this is happening, the rest of his team has started to execute onto A site. Sika places some stars down in the buy phase. The moment the round starts, he uses gravity well and art because he expects his opponents to try and rush out and try to kill his team, so he does this to try and catch them off guard instead. The other star he plays down gets instantly recalled. This allows his team to cross into the little ramp on B long and take some extra space, which potentially lets them get the kill on the defender playing on the pillar. Although it may seem like reckless use of his stars so early into the round, in reality he only wasted 1 star, and it allowed his team to take space on 2 different sections of the map, have a bit more control than they did before. On the defense pistol round, he places a star in mid so he can support his KO if needed. However, you see once KO backs up, Sika recalls the star so it's ready for when he needs it. The attacks push down B long, so Sika backs up to place 2 stars down to block their push. This delays a little bit of time and allows Sika to wait for his team to be at the site to back him up. However, what you see instead is that the B push was a fake and Sika recklessly used his stars. So instead of having site control on one star to still play with, his team has to retake the other site with only having one star available to him. This goes back to what I was saying towards the beginning of this video, where using stars recklessly can leave you with nothing to help your team anymore. This round is a good example of teamwork. Here, 6 teams decided to make an aggressive mid play. Stick places 1 star at the top of mid and 1 star at the side. When the round starts, he smokes the top mid and gravity wells the other one. He smokes the top one because it allows his teammates in art to push out and take that space, whilst the gravity well is being held by a chamber op who gets a kill. Sika dies here, but it's a good example of how Astra's utility works super well when used with your teammates instead of solo. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any other questions about playing Astra, let us know in the comments down below. But for now, thanks for watching, good luck in your ranked games, and goodbye.